Hi, I'm Chris Harper, and with me is Michaela, and we're here to demonstrate an application for wrist pain. This is when you have pain generalized in the back of the wrist or just over the wrist area. Some causes may be from working for prolonged periods on a computer, overuse in sports, landing on an outstretched hand, or carrying heavy loads. KT tape helps treat this condition by relieving pressure to reduce pain, relaxing associated muscles, and may increase circulation. For this application, we're going to position the wrist with hand down in a neutral or slightly flexed position. For my first piece, I'm going to take off a full strip. I'm folding that in half, and on the folded ends, we're going to cut rounded corners. Rounding the corners helps prevent the tape from getting caught on clothing. What I'm going to do is take my first piece, I'm going to twist and tear the backer paper right in the middle and peel that back, being careful not to touch the adhesive part of the tape. This can affect its adhesion. So we're going to place this on the back of the wrist with 80% stretch. What I'm going to do, stretch that out 100% and back that off just a little bit. I'm going to place that down, and without going fully around the wrist, I'm just going to pinch that off so it's adhered well. And then I'm going to apply the tail ends of the tape with absolutely zero stretch. So I'm just applying that down, peeling that paper off, make sure that's stuck, and taking this one off with absolutely zero stretch. Okay. For my remaining piece that I cut, tearing that in the same manner, twisting and tearing the paper, peeling that paper back. I'm going to apply pressure nice and evenly with my thumbs. Avoid pulling the tape with your thumbs in the middle, but more like this. And we're going to apply at 80%, so stretching fully and then backing off a little bit. And just put that down on the wrist and pinch off those ends. The reason I do this is I don't want to form a tourniquet around the wrist. So that's why we're not using one full piece. We're actually using 2 half pieces to do this. I'm going to lay these ends down with zero stretch, just like I did with that first piece. So I'm just taking that backing paper off and laying those ends down very carefully with no stretch. Okay, for the third part of this, we're going to take another full strip. This time I'm going to find the logo end of the tape. I'm going to twist and tear the backing paper to form an anchor on the end. Again, I'm being very careful not to touch the adhesive of the tape. We're going to place the wrist in a flex position. I'm going to place the anchor on the top of the hand with absolutely zero stretch. Just giving that a little rub so it adheres well. I'm going to peel that paper backing off, try not to touch the adhesive, and leaving a little bit of paper on the end for me to handle the tape without touching that adhesive. So I'm going to place this on 25% stretch, so if I stretch that fully, back that off and back that off halfway again, and lay that tape down all the way up the arm, except I'm going to leave this last little bit with absolutely zero stretch. So 25% stretch. I'm going to give the whole thing a good friction rub just to make sure it's well adhered. Okay, that looks good. Some helpful tips before applying are to clean the skin very well, remove any lotions or skin oils. Be careful with washing your hands. You might want to pat the area dry again so you don't roll the tape. Also, shaving or trimming the area of any excessive hair is helpful in adhesion to the skin. Some complementary treatments can include rest, ice, and anti-inflammatory medications such as ibuprofen. Please seek care if you're experiencing any numbness, tingling, or other symptoms into the hand, or if you have severe pain, swelling, discoloration, or experience any popping or clicking in the wrist. For more information, see our website at kttape.com.